have been prospering in your purpose and dominating in your destiny. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you are coming in, let me know where you are watching from. I am excited to be back on live today. I am excited to share some tips, some writing tips on how to sell your book. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're watching live with me, please let me know in the comments where you are watching from. I would love, love, love to virtually meet you and greet you. I'm going live on Instagram and I am on Facebook. So if you see me looking back and forth, that's what I'm doing. And if you're watching the replay, go ahead and type in the comments hashtag replay so I know that you are here. Let me know what city, what state, what country you're watching from. I would love to virtually meet you and greet you. Good to see you. Hey, Cam, good to see you. As you're coming in, type in the comments. If you are new here, my name is Takumbo Okalaja. Some of you might call me Coach Takumbo, and I'm glad about that. If I'm actually your official writing coach or your leadership coach, just type in the comments, hey, coach. I would love to see that you are here with me today. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We're going to talk about 5 strategies on how to sell our books. One of the problems that I'm seeing with a lot of Christian authors is that they're putting in a lot of effort to write their books. They're putting in a lot of effort to publish the book, but many people are not counting the cost. They're not putting in effort, or they're not strategizing on how they're going to actually sell their books. And so I want to give you practical strategies to implement so that you can actually make book sales. And one of the confessions that sometimes I hear some believers make is, oh, I don't really care if I make book sales. God's got me, or I just wrote this book for God. And that's great that you were obedient, that you actually followed through on the writing assignment. But the next part that you need to think about is, how can I get this book into the hands of the right people? Why did you put all that effort in? You put all that energy in to write your book, but then it's not in the hands of the right people. That is a travesty. And there are some people that are out here where they are publishing stuff that doesn't make any sense. They are selling products that are not changing people's lives or leading people to the wrong places. And so you that is a prophetic scribe, you that says that you're an author that was called by God to write books, why are you not putting in effort? Why are you not strategizing on how to sell your book and get it into the hands of the right people? I know a lot of people, a lot of believers, and you can type that to me if that's you, where you are like, man, you feel kind of yucky marketing, or you feel like, I don't really like marketing. I don't like selling myself. It's not really that you're selling yourself. It's the fact that you need to get this message out that God has given you, and you're positioning yourself in a way where the people that you're called to are going to be able to receive this. And if you know that if you're selling something, or you're providing something that is life changing, if you're providing something that is transformative, that's going to transform people's lives, then you need to put the effort in. You need to strategize, put a plan in place so that you can sell more books. And another issue that I see too is that some people don't feel like putting in as much effort because they're like, oh, I don't have 1 million followers. Oh, I don't have all these things going for me. I don't have 10K. And the reason why I'm encouraging you is that was one of my reasons for not even writing or publishing a book. I was like, I don't have enough followers, and I don't really feel like doing that. I'm a middle school teacher. Who cares about doing that? Like, I'll wait till like something amazing happens before I do that. And I started getting convicted because I was sitting on my gift, and I was sitting on the things that God was telling me to do. And I tell people this all the time, that if you are a writer, that writing is an actual gift. It is not something it's a gift. And so if there's a gift that you have been given, you're supposed to be giving that out to other people. You're supposed to be blessing other people. Type the gift if you know that writing is a gift. Because if you know that writing is a gift, you're going to put in the effort. You're going to put in the strategy, put in the work so that you can actually sell your book. So let's get into it. The first thing that we need to do when we are strategizing or we're putting a plan in place to sell our books is that you need to be cognizant and you need to be aware of the audience that you are trying to build. So you need to, number one, build your audience. This is actually just 101 basic marketing. And let me read the definition of marketing really quickly, because I know some people get really yucky about marketing, but it's an activity a company undertakes to promote the buying or selling of a product or service. This is why we say you posting one time does not mean that you're going to sell your book. You just posting once and then being like, okay, never, that's it, or I posted on my stories, I'm good. No. If these companies, these other people, individuals, even authors that have 1 million followers, there is a strategy in place for them to sell their book. Just because they have followers does not mean that they don't put in effort to actually sell their book. And so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to build your audience. You're going to have at least, you're going to try to get to at least 300 to 500 people on your email list, your text messaging list. You need to actually just pick one thing. If you want to build your email list, then you're going to be super focused. You're going to pre-plan. This is the pre-planning stage. You're going to pre-plan before you launch the book that I have a specific group of people in mind. I'm trying to target prophetic writers because I have a guide for the prophetic scribe coming out. And so I'm going to start building a community of people on my email list, on my text messaging list, where I am not going to sell anything to them. I am going to provide value to them. I'm going to give them encouragement once a week. I'm going to be very focused on building my community of prophetic people because I know that I have a book coming out and I want to get their feedback before I actually launch this book. And I don't want to just launch it to cricket. So type in the comments pre-plan. Part of your pre-planning is being strategic about housing your community. Are you going to have a text messaging list? Are you going to have an email list? Or where are you going to house your email? Are you going to use MailChimp? Are you going to use ConvertKit? This is super, I want to say super basic because some people don't know this, but you need to be aware that when your book comes out, you want to be able to share it with your email list or share it with your text messaging list. And if you are building, I mean, people say you can build an audience, you can build on social media as well. But what if something happens on social media and you don't have those people's emails? And so with building your audience, you do want to find one platform and be very focused on that one platform where most of your people hang out. So if you know that you are targeting a certain generation or you're targeting a certain demographic, you're going to figure out, okay, most of my demographic, they mostly stay on Facebook. And so for the next 6 months, I'm going to be super focused on Facebook. I'm going to post on Facebook. I'm going to go live once a week on Facebook. I'm going to be super consistent because my audience needs to hear that I understand this information before I just launch this book. Because here's another thing that happens. Sometimes we just launch books, we just launch products, and people don't even know that you're an expert in that field because you haven't even been posting anything about it. And so you randomly are just post. It feels kind of random if these people or the individuals that are in your community have not heard from you or have not heard that you're an expert in this field. And so you need to be strategic. Hey, I'm going to build this email list. I'm going to build this text messaging list. And I'm also going to just pick one platform, one social media platform. And I'm going to stay focused on that. I know there's Instagram, there's Facebook, there's TikTok, there's YouTube, there's Threads, there's all these different things. But if you have not built a solid community in one area, then I wouldn't be all over the place. You just need to figure out, hey, my demographic is this age to this age. I'm trying to target women that are 30 to 50 or 25 to 50 in this bracket. I know that they're going to hang out mostly here. And as I continue to build my capacity online and build my capacity as an entrepreneur and build my capacity as someone that wants to market and sell my book, I am then going to branch off into other areas of social media and branching off to text messaging or email, whichever one that you decide to pick first. Type a flame emoji if you can relate to that, or if this helps you. Type a flame emoji. The second thing that you're going to do, I tell people to create a marketing plan. You're going to create a marketing plan that's 30 to 90 days before you launch the book. So when I tell people to count the cost, you've counted the cost to publishing and writing the book, right? You now need to count the cost on how much time and how much money you're going to invest in your marketing project. So do you know that you're going to run ads? That's going to be part of your budget. Do you know that you have to go live twice a week? That's going to be part of your time budget. It is not okay, and it's not going to be enough just to post. I'm telling you right now, because I was like, you know what, God, you're going to blow. I got my website together. I got my Instagram. I posted. Yeah, it's going to go. No. And I was like, God, this stuff not selling. And he's like, you're not even doing anything. Like, You're not online. You're not posting consistently. There's a book I launched, a book I just published, and I remember that actually is one of I published like 6 books now or 7 books at this point. I don't remember. I have so many books written, and some of them are not published. But there was one book in particular where I didn't put any effort into actually selling the book or marketing the book. And when I look at how many sales I made in the certain categories, I realized that that was the book. That book actually has the least amount of sales. And I was like, why do I have the least amount of sales? And God's like, because you put absolutely no effort into marketing that book. You literally posted about it one time, and it's not flying off the shelf. And so my other books that I was strategic about, that I had a plan for, I see book sales. Even with my audience being what it is right now, I see sales. I sell books. That's part of what I do. I sell books. I sell courses. And so I have to publish and I have to market, I have to strategize because I need to sell these books. Like that's what I do. So I'm very serious about it. And so, but that particular book, it has like no sales. Like it's not as much sales as I want it to be because I didn't put any effort. And so the second thing you're going to do, you're going to create that marketing plan. You're going to say to yourself, okay, I can go live twice a week. And you are going to, and type of flame emoji if this is helping you. You have to put this on paper. You need to get my Publish Now book. I don't know if any of the admins are watching. You need to get that Publish Now book on Amazon that I have created because it has a marketing plan in there. And so you need to pick specific days where you're going to be unashamed about talking about your book. You need to not be ashamed about talking about your book. Any person that makes you feel shame about selling your book, I know for sure that they've never written a book. Because if they've written a book, they should know how much energy, how much time, how much stress you endured, how much war some of us have endured because we were trying to get this book out. And so I'm for sure that if I don't let anyone make me feel guilty about selling my books anyway, because I know what I went through. I know what I had to go through. I know how many phone calls I had to miss. I know how much time I had to stay home. I know how many things I couldn't go out. I couldn't hang out. I couldn't kiki kaka because I had to finish my book. And so I don't let anyone make me feel shame. It's not a shameless plug. It's no shameless plug. If I'm talking somewhere, like right now, if I'm talking somewhere and it naturally just comes up and I'm like, hey, I have a book. And actually, you know what? I have something that goes with this speech. Yeah, because I've done the work. I put in the work. And so because I put in the work, I'm unashamed about talking about my book because I put in that effort. I spent money on publishing. I spent money on getting it out. Type a flame emoji if that's helping you. Because some of us, you spend too much money. You spend too much time. And why would you not put in effort to sell this book? Get that marketing plan. Decide what days you're going to go live. Decide what you're going to post. Is this going to be better? Is it going to lead people back to buying this book? Some of you post all day long and you're not even using social media to your advantage. You literally post all day long and you post these cute pictures of a book and you just posted a cute picture of yourself and you said nothing about your book, so you just wasted time on social media. Do you even know how much mental energy you're extracting, you're expelling by posting on social media? And you're not even using it for your advantage as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as an authorpreneur. You're wasting time. You know what? I'm gonna get off of that because I don't understand. You know how to post. You took time to post, but instead of posting about your book, and even you don't need to it doesn't need to be like, oh, buy my book. Maybe tell a story. You don't need to be like, oh, buy my book, buy my book, buy my book. Because if you just say buy my book, that's not compelling either. So you need to go learn how to do copywriting as well, or hire a copywriter. But you need to be strategic in that plan. You're going to write down, hey, I'm going to sell my book on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because this is all I have. That's all the energy that I have. Then do that. If that's all the energy that you have, pick those days. And you need to, on the front end, you need to have all of your material already ready so that when it's time to post, you're not scrambling around looking for things to post. Like, oh, I got to post today. No, you've already created a plan. So now you know, good to see Tara, good to see Candace. You've already created a plan. So now you know on Monday, I'm going to post this because I made a promise to myself to be consistent that on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And if that's all you have in you, you just got to stick to what you have in you. Because especially if you are a self-published author, don't be upset that you only have 3 days. I would rather you post 3 days than you post 0 times, because the 0 times is going to equal $0, 0 impact, 0 influence, 0 transformation. All right? Consistent, Choose whatever is consistent for you. The next thing that I tell people to do, I believe this is number 3, you need to have a launch. I want you to type in the comments, launch party. You can have a launch party, whether it be virtual or whether it's in person. Have a launch party, and you need to decide, again, because of your pre-planning, you decided how much your budget is. You decided how much you have to work with. You decided, okay, it's going to be virtual because I'm going to pay for Zoom. I'm going to pay for StreamYard. I'm going to pay for all these different things. I'm going to pay for some partners to come. And so it's going to be virtual or it's going to be in person. Okay, I got to pay for this venue. You need to make that decision. One of the things that we did when I had my audiobook come out, one of the things that I decided to do was, because most of my students lived in a certain area and they were super supportive with this one, when I was launching stuff about being a prophetic scribe, we ended up going to Rochester, New York. And so I had to count the cost for that. And I had to do a launch party for the audiobook in Rochester, because that's where most of our audience was located, that was supporting. Most of our students were graduating from Rochester. And so for me, it made sense to go over there, where we had ambassadors, where we had people that would talk about the book, would bring people to the party. And that's what happened. But I had to count the cost. How much money was I spending? How much was I expecting back? That's up to you in your business plan, but that's how I was able to even sell hard copies of the book, because people thought, okay, you have the audio book. Okay, I also want the hard copy of the book. And so I went back to launch the launch party for the audio book because I didn't have one for the actual paperback book. So you need to be excited about your book. Again, you did so much work. Be excited. Have a party going. Where do most of, now that you have that email list, you have that community, where are most of your people coming from? If it's in your hometown, then fine. I wasn't able to do it in my hometown. Where are you having the most impact? What region? What state? You can be creative. Or if you just want to do it online because that's what you can afford right now, then don't dismiss going online, or don't dismiss doing a virtual party. About that, you need to celebrate this work. You need to celebrate what God has done through you. You need to celebrate this message that was birthed, even though it was hard, even though it was difficult. You need to celebrate and have this launch party and be so excited and be hyped and do whatever needs to be done. Post about it, share with people that you're having this party. Offer, I don't know what you want to offer them. Maybe every person that buys a ticket is going to get a free copy of the book, or you're going to sign the book, take pictures. That's up to you and your team, whatever you guys decide to do. My next thing here is that you need to have a virtual, either you're going to have a free course, and y'all, I'm just giving y'all some mad tips here because I've been gone. And so usually I wouldn't even give out this much information, but I've been gone for a while. So I hope this is helping y'all. This is helping. Type some emojis in the comments, even if you're rewatching. Let me know if this is helping you. The next thing is you're going to have a free course, or you're going to do some sort of book club to go with your book. And so one of the things that's going to help people is like, oh, hey, I have this book club coming up for only people that have bought the book. So let's go through the book together. Lots of you love hosting book clubs, and you hosting other book clubs for other people that already got 1 million books already sold, and you haven't even had 10 books sold, and you don't even have a party. You're not even having a virtual book club for yourself. Okay, you need to have a virtual book club. And if you want to, it doesn't matter how many days you have it, but like you'll have to figure out what's going to be convenient or what is best for your schedule. Get that virtual book club going. Get people that have bought the book and be like, hey, if you bought the book, we're having a virtual book club. Jump in. Or if you, hey, Anna, or if you have a course that you want to go with it, and maybe it's a free course, maybe because people are not really used to it. There were some things I had to do because people were not really used to me. And so, or they wanted more information about the book. And so I had to go back and create a course or create a free challenge, like 3 days or 4 weeks. It depends how much effort you want to put in and how much you want to get out of it. And one of the things that I tell people is really God is going to honor how much effort you put in. I know that you think, oh, he's just going to blow on it. And yeah, he's going to blow on it. But if you don't put any effort in, what is going on if you are not doing anything? Like, what I'm concerned. What do you think he's blowing on when you don't even show up? Like, you're not even consistent. How can he trust you to be consistent and to show up even when you don't feel like it, when you're not even putting any effort in right now? He blows on effort. All right. The last thing, and I'm actually going to give you some places where you should go vending. And shout out to Coach Hannah because she sent me a link on a vending opportunity, I believe in is. But I want you guys, I need you to type in the comments vending, vending, vending. I want you to become a vendor. I want you to become a vendor. One of the things that you need to understand is just because maybe your audience is not as big as you want it to be, or maybe you don't have that many people on your email list, it doesn't mean that you should not become a vendor somewhere. How do I know this? I have been to different conferences where people don't even know who I am, but because they saw the cover of my book, they were drawn to it, or they saw other people at the table talking to me, or I was smiling a little bit, or I had a little candy on my table, whatever you got to do. Put your sign up. They were drawn to the table. And again, this is where God begins to blow. That's where he blows. When you paid your money to be a vendor and you're showing up, and he begins to speak to people at conferences or shows people things, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm a prophetic scribe. Oh yeah, I want to dominate my destiny. Oh, I want to publish a book. You have to publish now book. Oh, I need to heal through writing. Oh, you have a Bible study journal. Oh, I need to study my Bible. And they don't know me. And so I want to encourage you that you need to apply to be a vendor. You need to apply to be a vendor. Don't count yourself out because you don't have a lot of followers. I'm going to give you some places. If you're a Christian author, let's use some common sense here. If you are a Christian author and you're writing your books for Christians, or if that's the larger audience, then where are the Christian conferences? Where do you see Christian conferences and they're hosting them saying, hey, we need vendors. You have an opportunity to be a vendor. Are you signing up for those things? Or are you playing scared and saying, oh, I don't know if I go. And let me tell you right now, if you're already thinking in a negative mindset, in a deficit mindset, then chances are you're going to have a deficit. You're going to not be successful. But what I want you to do is I want you to be confident when you sign up to be a vendor, you paid your money, you had enough money to even vend at this conference. I want you to be confident and be like, you know what? I'm going to sell books. I am going to make an impact. I'm going to get some emails. I'm going to meet new people. I'm going to get some phone numbers. I'm going to network. I'm going to be successful because God has commanded me to be successful. He's commanded me to be prosperous. Deuteronomy 8:18 says that he gives me the power to get wealth. And so when I show up to this vending opportunity, I'm going to be successful. Stop doing this woe is me. Oh, God, if you just want to, if you want to do something. No. Be confident when you go to these places because these are your people. God is going to draw them to you. They're going to be excited and you are going to be successful. I want you to type in the comments, I am successful, and decree and declare that to yourself as you are going to these conferences. I wanted to share some conferences that I've seen that are Christian conferences that you need to look up if you can. Number one, I believe it's the Shamar Conference. Hannah, you can help me out. That is in North Carolina. I believe it's happening in August. I don't know if Mantle Conference in July in Atlanta is having a vending opportunity, but that's your responsibility to go online and see if there's any vending opportunities there. Good to see you, Charlene. That's your responsibility to go online over there and figure that out. But another place is the Pioneers Conference, which is happening in November. That Legacy Center Church. Go to Pioneers if you are a person that is part of the prophetic, the apostolic stream, you are evangelistic, you're a teacher, you love those types of things. That is a place that you should be. Yes, I'm about to shout out. That was actually supposed to be my next one. My next one is the P3 Summit. Shout out to you, Mrs. Giles. Yes, the P3 Summit with Ryan Lestrange Ministry. ATL Hub is happening in October. It's also in Atlanta. If you're in the South and you see all these vending opportunities and you're not taking advantage, I don't know what to say to you. I don't know what to say to you because I'm about to share another one in Atlanta. But you need to make sure that you are at the P3 Summit. Go online right now. There are vending opportunities for you to be a vendor at the P3 Summit. Type in the comments P3. You have an opportunity to be a vendor there. There's also, I don't know if Sarah Jakes Roberts, the Woman Evolve Conference, I saw that coming up in September. Go online to see if there's vending opportunities. You have to do your research. I did some research for you. You need to do your own research so that if you know that, hey, I'm really trying to sell my book. Again, look at all these other people being super strategic, even though they have millions of followers. Look at Sarah Jakes Roberts' last book launch. the strategy, the awareness. They had to put a plan together. She didn't just rely on the fact that she has 2 million followers, because that's not what's going to get you book sales. Followers does not equate book sales. They need to know about it. You guys, we love this scripture. How can they know unless someone is sent? How can we know about your book unless you speak, unless you share, unless you talk? You just think it's going to be on your website and you don't say nothing about it? Because Sarah Jakes Roberts could have did the same thing, but we see the effort that was put in. I love that whole marketing. Like, y'all need to just go watch her whole marketing strategy. And I know you may not have the same budget as her, obviously, but there's certain principles that you could take. One of the principles, partnership, partnering with other people. She was on different platforms partnering with people. She showed up to different cities. She was signing books. She was consistently posting about it, and she was sharing personal stories on how she was able to publish Power Moves. Take principles from other people and strategize. I didn't know this video was going to be this long. The last one here that I did research for you is EYYS, one of my favorite conferences, End Your Year Strong with Dr. Cindy Trimm. It's happening in December. Why? I'm telling you these things now so that you can get your money together. Get your money together. Get your plan together. Your book is coming out maybe your book is coming out in December, or your book is coming out in September. Get your money in order and find out how much all these vending opportunities cost, because they do cost. See if you're able to get a ticket with this conference, or if you just want to be a vendor, that's your own business. Again, you're counting the cost. You're putting that in your budget. And you're saying, you know what? I'm going to this conference. EYYS is in December. I believe it's December 6th to the 7th. You have 2 days, and that is a huge conference. People from all over the world come to these conferences. And so it's not only, people in Atlanta, and that EYYS is in Atlanta this year, most years. And so it's not only people that live there. So you're going to get international people from all over the place, international. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or concerns. Let me know before I hop off of here, because honestly, I actually want to, I want you all to make sure that you are staying connected. We have some things coming up. We have some courses coming up. So let's make sure that we stay connected. I want you to text me really quickly. If someone can type in the comments, if anyone's on my public page, type in the comments 929-642-0094. And I want you to text the word prophetic if you want to stay up to date on any of our courses that are coming up. I want you to text me really quickly if you're a prophetic scribe, or if you just want to grow as a prophetic scribe. You have devotionals in you, you have workbooks in you, and you want these things to be launched in 2024. It is now June, so you have 6 months left to be successful. You have 6 months left to cause your dreams to come to life, author. And so text me the word prophetic at 929-642-0094. I check it. I will see it. So please make sure you are texting me really quickly so that I can see who wants to get those special announcements. If it's a special price, those people that are on our text messaging list are going to get those first. Let me see what questions you all have before I hop off. Good to see you, Miss Blade. You guys are decreeing that you're successful. I come in agreement with you, Charlene, that you're successful. If this helped you, I want you to type in the comments, #strategy, 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 #strategy. I'm out of here. I have to go do some things. It's Thursday, right? Yeah, I have to go do some things. But it was so great to be back on. I haven't been on in a little minute. Thank you all so much for your engagement. And if you like this video, go ahead and like this, share, and subscribe if you are on YouTube, and follow if you're on Instagram, follow if you are on Facebook. I'm going to leave a great legacy in writing with y'all later, and love you like a leader. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.